Hi there, this is
Hi.
Jason. This is Mama Presents, and I have Gwyn Gorg with us today. She has been with us on the show, MauiNeutralZone.com. You'll see her up there. But new things are happening. Gwen, welcome back to our show. How have you been?
I'm great, and thank you very much. Yes, absolutely wonderful. Appreciating each moment and
You,
learning every day.
you're not on Maui now, are you?
No, I'm on the Big Island. I'm on Lapahoehoe.
I
Um,
bet you guys heard about and know about our Lahaina fire, huh? I
oh,
bet that was.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, just so much about it that's just weird, and yeah, no, yeah, and we had some small fires over here right at that same time.
Well, I
You
put the
know,
big fire behind me here. When you guys had that fire, it was hard to forget.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So
we
yeah,
have issues going over here, but even in the middle of our issues, the Olawalu temporary dump site, I wanted to make time in our show. That has been my singular focus since I understand the science and see what's going on. But there's someone who loves peace and shares in such an eloquent way. I thought when you called me to introduce you to our audience, hopefully from all around the world. Is there a web address that they can go to, Gwen?
yes, they can go to Gwyn Gorg. That's GWYNGORG.com.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a unique spelling. I'm sure they won't stumble upon it, but
Yeah.
once they see it, and that's this book that you've got coming out now. What's its title?
This one is A Piece of Perfection.
Piece of Perfection. That's beautiful.
Yes.
I think that we should start with you pick one that you like and we do a reading for our people. We have
Okay. I
something that
brought
you feel is appropriate for now, and then you can talk about anything you
okay.
want. But with all that's going on in our world, I
Yeah.
always think that you should add part of the you that I know, that
Well, this
peace.
one that I want, it's called My Way, Your Way. You do not look like me. You do not speak like me. My way, the only way. Narrow-based perceptions of exclusivity shutting out others, humanity melting away like liquefying glaciers, like flowing mudslides. Fear reclaims itself, takes control, human preciousness lessened. My way, the only way. Boulders in the mind block clarity, create paralytic fear, prevent a free flow in the chambers of the psyche. Passionately stepping, speaking, energy releasing orgasmic satisfaction. Fear, fear, fear. Kill, maim, hurt, insult, destroy. Tangible thoughts lost in the cosmos of the mind. Vast depth of consciousness akin to inaccessible canyons, heart pounding confusion. Elevated is the pressure of the blood, pounding are the aches in the head, churning stomach, sweating palms. Release, release. Self reflection might reveal a tear in the fabric of my wholeness, weakening my self assertion. You do not look like me. You do not speak like me. My way, the only way, where sameness remains acceptable conformity. Bondage that sees thoughts lost in the cosmos of the mind, endlessly floating to unreachable domains, jagged, rugged, too grand for my descent, falling into forever. A dream of passage, dismantling fear, releasing its hold. Possible resolutions paved with smoothness, sense soothing aromas, sunset's vibrant golden radiance, sweet smells of peach blossoms, satisfaction of tooth decaying jelly beans. Keep smiling, dissipating fog, a reminder, impermanence, a true constant. My way, the only way. You do not look like me. You do not speak like me. That's it.
Well, that's powerful. You know, I don't know what initiated that from you, but that is a universal concept. Was that an event that happened, or just you've always been
It's,
really good at coming out with
you know
expressions?
what I think it is just having lived life this long and sitting back, not getting so involved in all of it these days, just observing how we separate ourselves and don't realize the oneness that we're all connected. And I think on this planet, what really I look at is skin color and hair textures and the slant of the eyes and the size of the body. All of those things are just illusions, and we keep separated. You know, we've got some feeling superior, some feeling inferior, some just don't know how to feel. And so just I just like to comment on what I see. It's not my way, the only way, it's our way. And if we could but learn to sit and talk, just communicate, make eye contact. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you, but we can sit and hear each other without destroying each other. It really blows me away that now it's 2024 and the only way situations get resolved is to kill. We go to war and we're killing and hurting. And it's like, and I can't say who are we because I don't identify with that. But what is going on? When does humanity rise to a level where we can have more humanity, more compassion, more forgiveness? What does it take? What does it take? Do we just keep continually killing? My way, the only way. If you don't like what I say, or if I want this piece of property or whatever, I will just kill you. And life goes on and on and on, and the killing continues. Some people will tell me that, when you're very idealistic for your age, I say, yay, yes. And I will hold on to those ideals forever. Yes, I think we have to step out and be idealistic. And some people say, well, you're not realistic. I don't even understand that, Jason. What does that mean, realistic? In my little world, I don't know if it's selfish, I'm very happy. When I was younger, I participated, I picketed, I went to jail, I marched, I demonstrated, I sang, I did all of that. I did it all. And at that point, I thought, okay, we're doing this. And in some years to come, it's going to be so different. And so much of that stuff that we were demonstrating for now, it still continues. So is that what this planet is about? Is this planet a place where we come and we get to go through all of the steps? And if we can get beyond and understand the oneness and the humanity, perhaps we get to graduate. I don't know. I don't know. When I'm in my garden, I'm in my garden a lot, and I'm out there, and these thoughts come to me because I'm out there, and it's so simple and it's so wonderful. You put a little seed in the ground, and it sprouts into something magnificent. You know, you try to cover up the earth with all the asphalt, and if there's a crack, little seedlings come up. And I think now what I've learned, people say, well, we'll destroy the earth. We cannot destroy the earth. We don't have the power. We can destroy our full selves. We can destroy each other. But even so, the earth may sit dormant for who knows, hundreds of thousands of years. And then that little sprout coming through the asphalt comes back again, you know? So the thing is, get it together. Learn how to love each other. Learn how to be patient. Learn how to forgive, and learn how to realize we don't all have to have the same thoughts. We just have to be kind and respectful to each other. You don't have to like me. That's okay. You're not obligated to like me. Just respect me. Let me have my place and my space. Oh, so I guess you asked me my way, the only way, that poem. Okay, thanks.
Well, as I was listening, I was thinking to myself, well, that's great. Gwen knows how to rant like I do. She's passionate, as I was hearing your poem and the way you're reciting with such passion, it really was like a mirror because that this is the neutral zone, right?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
the whole concept is we
Yeah.
are not here to fight. We're here to get all of us
Yes.
together in a place
Yes.
where we don't harm each other. We talk and we share, and there are
Yes.
no edges, and we come
Yes.
out with something that works for us all because we
Yes.
are one. Uh,
Yes.
Sounds like a dream. Well, why should you give up a dream? I've been
Yes.
doing this my lifetime. But
Yes.
when I
Yes.
started this in 1991 here on Maui, and I was talking about all these concepts, here you are, and here I am, 30, God knows, 33 years later, same idea,
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
concept.
Yes.
You and me, we may not look the same.
Yes.
What is coming? We are the same. It was just,
Yes.
I was really feeling that reflection as you were delivering it. Wow, I'm sure that when someone jumps into your book, they're going to be pleased. But I must say, your reading of it really brings it alive. I think that's how I first met you. Was over there at the college. You were with your husband, may he
Yeah.
rest in peace, and some others that were creating awareness. And I was at this time going to college, and I don't know how it is I ended up there, and I thought, wow, what a you and your husband both, and I felt what a dynamic duo, and you've really stepped up. Do you have another something for us from the book? Would you mind? Your readings really, I really appreciate.
Yes. I've got let's see. How much time do we have? I've got several
We have
here.
enough time.
Okay. I this one's different. This is beautiful. It's about jacarandas. You know, living there on Maui when I lived there, and at a certain time of year, you drive up country and there's just this lavender splendor. And up by Kula Elementary School, where they planted more jacarandas, and there are places I'd go on weekends, and I just sit there. And so I wrote this poem. It's called Jacarandas. Strolling among the jacarandas, displaying their annual bloom, April, May, and a remainder in June, amazingly tall, peering into the sky, sunlight amplifying their brilliance. In this grandeur, my heart has chosen a different rhythm. My words, my emotions have been released into an eternal forever. Explanations are meaningless. Jacarandas adorning the environment, accenting the earth with pristine beauty, geometrically designed into sculpted magnificence, laying their carpets of lavender. I get to absorb the radiance of your presence. Jacarandas, majestically, beautifully bold, roots, bark, leaves, stems, flowers share properties that can alleviate imbalance when the physical self cries out for relief. Jacaranda is a gift from creation, announcing the new springtime birth, a bounty of color. Lavender, more lavender, fills the space. Beyond ordinary explanation am I, walking but not touching the ground, an awareness without definition. Jacarandas, true representatives of royalty, bending, weaving in perfect stance, while dancing with the winds, never losing their composure, displaying their exquisite natural radiance, reminding all of the beauty of regeneration that continues, continues, continues. I get to experience an amazingly, incredibly awesome, beautiful reminder of Earth's splendor. Jacaranda, oh, Jacaranda, how blessed am I as I get to absorb the radiance of your presence. Jacarandas.
It's funny. I'm sitting here, and normally I would follow with a book, but you're reading, you read it, you end at the right spot. Yeah, now I know you have a poetry reading coming up. We'll see when
Yes,
people may see this. If they get in time, it's coming up here in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
it's February 25th,
2024. And where is
2020.
it?
It's at the East Hawaii Cultural Center
What
on the
town?
Big Island. It's on from 4 until 5:30 at
What town?
the big Hilo,
Hilo
Hawaii.
side. Okay.
Yeah, Hilo, yeah.
So if people are lucky enough to view this, but you have your book all the time and more than one, are they
Yeah.
available on Amazon? I imagine they're also available through your
Yes,
website.
they are. Yeah.
Good, good, good.
But,
Um, do you ever know? I know that you were here and you moved to the Big Island to be, I imagine, close to your family as things are growing up. You're in a beautiful place over there. What's the Big Island like? Is it very different there than Maui?
extremely so. Extremely so. There are
Really?
more farmers, lots of farmers, lots of people having their own areas where they grow food. And of course, it's huge. This island is enormous. And continuously, I'll go up some road and discover something I was totally unaware of. We've got rainbows and waterfalls and a desert and snow on the mountains this time of year. And we don't have as many beaches as are on Maui, but we do have beaches. And I wish I could show you right now out my window here. I'm looking out the front of my house and all I can see is the ocean, and I can see when the storms are coming, and for the past few days it's been very windy, and so you can see the movement of the water, you can see all the whitecaps. So it's an exciting place. And also on the other side of the island, Kilauea is waking up again. Kilauea, Madame Pele is just sending out a few little red glows now, and there have been a
Like
lot of
behind me?
earthquakes. It not
That
that big yet. I
we
hope
hope
not.
not, but that
Yeah,
was that
yeah,
big last experience.
yeah. 2018 that was. Yeah. Oh no, no, no. That was the recently 2.5 years ago when they
A
thought
few
that
years
was
ago.
going to close over the Saddle Road. Yeah, yeah,
We were very fortunate to be able to look from a distance, and you didn't see the Lahaina and the Kula wildfires there, or
yeah,
crazy, crazy
yeah,
stuff going on. And
yeah, yeah. It is.
um, in the solutions, we find that those politics of old still exist,
Yes,
and the powers that make actions before the people are heard, and massive things that are happening that we all feel moved to stop. You were out protesting then. I'm
yeah,
out, I guess, protesting by being a neutral zone to
yeah,
bringing things to light. That's
yes,
really what
yes,
I hope I'm doing.
yeah.
Have
Absolutely.
a meeting with the mayor if he will come,
Yeah, yeah,
meeting with council person, the
yeah,
scientists, the people
yeah,
that are testing and seeing what's happening. So protest and things to be better. When I think of you, and I know you were out there, quote, in the trenches of a movement, like you say, I thought we were making pretty terrific progress.
yeah,
When
yeah,
President Obama became president, maybe my vision was clouded, but I thought that was going to be a breakthrough to be heard around the world for the rest of our lives, where
yeah,
we would
yeah,
be able to be integrated. But I don't know what it's brought out into this polarization, and dare I say the word Trump. I'm just not sure where the world's going, but it's
yeah,
nice to know, like, in our own worlds, we can carry like you carry with,
yeah.
my way. What do I look like when you look like? The fact that we are one and come together is such an important and powerful thing to
Absolutely,
say.
absolutely. Yes. I I've got another poem here. Well, I have several, but I just have this one, veracity.
Veracity.
Veracity. Who's
Please.
true? Veracity. In the quest for veracity, endless unfolding, newness abounds, searching, more searching, perplexing queries. Your truth, my truth, whose truth? Struggling to unravel some of the mysterious unknowns we encounter, pondering directions, east or west, above or below, black or white, sandstone or limestone. Does it really matter? Whose truth? Accepting financial morsels, causing more desires, selling the body for a touch of sweetness. Those with softly speaking parlance, others with garish, regurgitating toxic discourse. Maybe those wearing rosary beads from Rome's Vatican, others displaying prayer beads from high atop the Himalayas. Could truth be demonstrated as the buttocks rawness is exposed in Brazilian bikinis? Here, then, there, now I ask, whose truth? What is truth? Slanted eyes, round eyes, no vision, a visionary? Perfectly cropped crew cut heads, gray suit, silver cufflinks, feet enshrouded in Stacey Adams' polished shoes, invitations to corporate clandestine entries, heads wearing mohawks, dividing the cerebral hemispheres, right or left brainy choices, current trend, veracity, yours or mine, wandering through this ageless realm, questioning, among bending, vibrating willows to movements of the squall, sharing space in a mystifying universe, realizing the eternality of all, tiptoeing on the fringe of the unexplainable and the vastness of a solar system, living in this temporal place called Earth. Some tomorrows never arrive. Tender places punctured by thorny rose bushes, the illusory realism we embark each day, attempting to divulge our true self-manifestation, where everything seems real, wanting, and manipulating. I pause. Could hidden answers lie in the folds of the unexplored gray matter? Where do I go for relief when the winds surrender, when the night blossoms sequester their fragrances? Am I to be a lonely character, searching, looking for my own truth? Human mind duality. What if none of these things matter? Maybe we miss it because it's closer than this idea of you and me. What if it's a space that we are appearing in, orbiting and orbiting, attempting to surround ourselves with jubilation, veracity?
Yeah, you get that. Thank you. You know, I'm each time you read them, I think to myself, I can see where your delivery is just great. Is there an audio book of this? No. Have you,
Nope. People tell me I should, but I just haven't for, you know.
you're a performance artist. Every time I hear it, I think, that it adds. It makes me want to reach out and get a piece of perfection book.
Great.
We call it a collection of poetry, is what we call it, right?
Yes. And I've got more coming out, I'm just more and more and more. So,
Well, and
yeah,
that's why I thought we need a piece of Gwyn George to be in the middle of all this bickering. It's not even bickering. It's like the truth is the truth is the truth. It
truth. Yeah.
doesn't have to, we don't even need to place a blame. I don't feel it's need to blame someone for what they've done. Just do the right thing for us all.
Yes.
Reach down. The, the truth is the truth.
The truth is the
the
truth.
facts are the facts.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to seem funny.
But
I
no,
remember when I was in
I
high
agree.
school, I looked at the quote that I had when I was in high school, my yearbook, and it said, "Don't discriminate. Goodness comes in many colors." I thought,
Yes,
wow, why did I have that in my high school yearbook?
yes.
There were
Yeah,
two black students in our high school.
yeah.
There was a singer named Arthur Prysock, who was a
Oh,
really
yes, yes.
notable singer, and his daughter Gennarda was in our school. And I didn't think much about it, except I always saw her sort of shying away from many of the other students. And then there was another guy who was a football guy who came to our school, and he was black. And so we had two blacks in our very white school.
Yeah,
And I never thought much about it, except, my father, I guess I thought about it only because it seemed so odd. When I grew up, my father was manager of a department store, W.T. Grant Company, like Woolworths or Kmart, but way back when. And his store was at 125th Street and Broadway, right in the middle of Harlem. So I never really got a sense of black and white separate, and really never thought about it until I was in high school. But when I was in high school, I saw it in my own school, and it affected me enough that I was like, when I look back, I thought, wow, must have been really an issue for me to see that separation. How could it still be? It's like, yeah, it's hard for me to imagine how after all these years we haven't learned to better accept each other. And
yeah, yeah.
so I appreciate when I listen to your stuff. Some people say, "Oh, that's black writing. Black Lives Matter." Oh, it's not. It's a universal message you put out so eloquently and with so much love and peace in the delivery. Do you have any? Well, this thing is saying to me, running out of time. Like
Oh,
one says that.
oh.
Oh well,
Well,
I think that
how much time
what
do
I'd
we have?
like to see is I'm going to take a break with you, and then we're going to come back so we can
Okay,
make the show a little bit longer. So
okay,
let's, for
okay.
this moment, we will be right back. Watch this. Wow. With the snap of our fingers, we have more of Gwyn George. You know, Gwen, it's always so nice to have you. Your demeanor and your style are very, very warm. And anyway, I always appreciate you each time I've met you, whether on Zoom or otherwise. You have a
Oh,
very
thank you.
accommodating hosting style, very
Thank you.
inviting. I hope the world will embrace what you're giving out because it's such a nice display. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, I'd love to hear some more. What about you guys? Let's ask them. They're not talking, but I know that they would say, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm going to read this one that's a bit disturbing, maybe, maybe not. Um, I'm going to give a little background. When I lived in Los Angeles some years ago, and of course, in many of the largest cities where it's warmer, you've got this homeless situation. And I would go and take water to the homeless because they were saying so many of the things they might have been able to get, but they couldn't ever get enough water. So I would take bottles of water, and whenever there was extra food, I would do that. But I had a friend that I performed with. I performed at the House of Blues for 7 years. I was a performer, and I did the history, and I did music and all of that. But anyway, this friend of mine I performed with, he was talking about his father, and he was very angry about his father. And I finally discovered his father had a master's degree, for some reason decided to pretty much abandon the family. I don't know. He didn't mention it was drugs, but whatever happened, the father with this master's degree wound up living downtown Los Angeles as a homeless person. And my
Wow.
friend he said, I just can't believe he would do that. He says, I don't know what happened. So at any rate, I haven't gone down there a number of times, and I would try to help as much as I could. I decided to write this poem. It's called Homeless Reflections. Living in a gloom-filled existence under a cardboard box in the rain on a city sidewalk, in daily pursuit of recycled remnants that conceal out the uncomfortable moisture that eases its way into my space, hoping the sides will not cave in like the heavy, invasive memories pounding at my brain. Strolling along the shores by unsettled waves ebbing and flowing like the patterns in my mind, attempting to hold on lest I be washed away into oblivion. How did I allow this to become my reality? How do I find my way back to a sweeter yesterday I once knew? At the edge of my understanding, lying under an insubstantial dwelling, resting my head uncomfortably on my shoes that become pillows to keep them from being stolen when I snooze. Where did I lose my foothold? Wandering into a lost forever, holding on tightly and more tightly so as not to slip into more unexplained territory. Why do I feel abandoned by life, lying on a sidewalk, no room to sit erect in a two-dimensional carton, near stenches of urination and defecation, constant noise by addicts, psychologically displaced ones, crying and laughter, all the same, close to my resting place? How do I find my way back, away from the bottom of this tangled turmoil, lying in my cardboard box, thinking, reflecting, remembering? When, where, why did I thrust myself aside, accept a reality other than who I am? Dissolve away the fear, the anger. I choose to close the wound buried deep inside. I begin my ascension, holding tightly to the protruding roots to break my fall as I usher my ascent, attempting to untangle some of life's mysteries, allowing tears from yesterday's hurt-filled realities the space to roll away, dissipate, vanish into a realm where the painful, passionate memories statically clinging lose their significance. Finding my strength, my courage, I surrender to a place where horizons meld into an all-encompassing luminosity, tearing, shredding, ripping apart, stomping the cardboard box that housed me. In a different direction I go, where life-affirming promises may still exist, touching surfaces of newly realized possibilities, signaling reminders, a new day's acceptance of what can be. Homeless Reflections.
Well, timeless homeless reflections. I know people, myself personally, here on Maui going through homelessness, houselessness. That it's just a sad thing, but to not forget, like you just said, there's a guy with a master's or a gal with a master's who now you see on the street and you forget that there is a person there. Where and how did they get to there?
Yeah, yeah.
And how do you get back to somewhere? Well, somewhere is a new place now, and it would be a better world if um, we who are out there and part of that place would, make a place in our heart. Because there, but for the grace of God, go I, is such a truth that I know I hold every day. I'm just so thankful. You say that so eloquently. It could almost be like I don't want to say a battle cry, but let us say a cry for peace and
Yeah.
humanity and to elevate the condition of man and woman and our whole planet if we just realize
Yeah.
we're all together on this boat. You
Yep.
know, this is our lifeboat, people.
This is our lifeboat.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. And those of us who can just keep setting the examples, setting the examples
Well, I
in
don't do
every
many
way.
many things like this recently. I've been so focused on other subjects,
Yeah,
but when you contacted me, like I say, I have a it's more than a soft spot in my heart. I like when someone other than myself can express such deep and touching emotions.
yeah, yeah.
It really, I hope that everyone that's hearing can reach out like I feel. A piece, uh, I want to keep saying a piece of compassion, but it's not. It's a piece of perfection.
Perfection, piece of perfection.
Is
Yeah,
that a piece also that you've written?
yeah, I'll read that.
May I? Loved you to.
Yes, a piece of perfection. Wait, I'm going to read it from the book. I think I can see it better.
Thank you.
Piece of perfection. Somewhere, a piece of perfection. An intrinsic part of the universe. I am. We are. Tears as salty as seas that wash the shores, the same as kings, queens, remembered ones, forgotten ones, inhabitants of this planet with personalities as dark as moonless night or as bright as the sparkling sunshine on a snowy day, as diverse, as varied, as multicolored flowers displaying their varieties. Our different tones, hues, shades of skin, sometimes closed entrances, sometimes open exits. Many are ignored as first-class citizens to some of life's possibilities. Different beliefs we have, different directions we go. Some are treated as if they are invisible. Invisibility is but a fantasy. The true essence shrouded in a web of uncertainty. Each of us is a part of life's puzzle. Together, we bind the pieces. I am you. You are me. I am, and on purpose, piece of perfection, as are you. Piece of perfection.
See our audiences, I see their smiles. I see their hearts. I feel them. Gwen, thank you for spending this time with me. GWYNGORG.com.
Yes.
I want our audience to know that they can go and find more of you. You've been delightful here. Thank you for taking my head out of the, I want to say muck and mire, while trying to
Yeah.
get the world to see that they are a piece of this perfection that you
Yes.
so
Yeah.
beautifully
Yeah.
share in the book and just as who you are.
Well,
Thank you for joining me here.
I thank you too, Jason. And I just want to remind anyone who's looking at this, get quiet. Just be quiet and set examples in your thoughts, your words, your actions. When you have your own private thoughts that no one knows but you, make sure those thoughts could provide a good example. Become a good example in everything. No, we're not expected to be perfect. My book is called A Piece of Perfection, but we continually work to get better and be better. And don't be so hard on ourselves. Just be willing to know I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, but I'm working to be better. Aloha. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Much love. Everybody.